What's going on, everybody? Today we're going to take a look at how to do some creative allocations leveraging Oracle's journal entries from spreadsheets, inject a little bit of Essbase into it, and reach out to a generic allocation spreadsheet to get the relative values. So let's get after it. First of all, allocations and automations reduce errors. That's number one. Number two, automations can reduce headcount. They can reduce costs, so they're big that way. And lastly, I've been doing re-engineering, automation in finance departments since the mid-1990s, and Oracle allows you to do this in amazing ways. So if you need help in your finance department, be sure to reach out. We can do amazing things. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're going to assign access to Bob Adams. We're going to open the periods. We're going to get the journal entry spreadsheet. We're going to create spreadsheet templates. We're going to do journal entries for rent and insurance. We're going to allocate rent and insurance. And then we're going to do a second month as BAU. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is go assign access to Bob Adams, since this is a new ledger that I just uploaded, before I created this video. So I'm going to give him general accountant and general accounting manager. We'll save that. And now let's go over and open the periods. I'm going to change to the right ledger. Yes, I'm going to open July 25. That's the first. And I'm also going to open August because we're going to do a business as usual entry once we have the spreadsheets set up and configured. Okay, now let's go over to journals and we'll get the create journals in a spreadsheet, and we will unblock it. We'll open it up and we're going to prep this spreadsheet to be a template. Let's detail out the spreadsheet template, and we're going to set this up in such a way that we can keep on using it. Make sure when you're going to add rows, you always select from the second row. Otherwise you get these huge rows. All right, so I'm just going to make plenty of rows available. I'm going to set the ledger. I'm not going to set the category. I'm going to save it. Now here, we're going to connect up to Essbase and make it available to be used for both checking our entries and for allocating our entries. So I'm going to connect up with Essbase, and then I'm going to, once it's connected, once I find the ledger, and there it is, and we'll add that as a private. And now we'll add an ad hoc analysis. And I'll save that. And we now have a very good working template. Now we'll look at the spreadsheet that we're going to use for the allocations. Now this is a generic spreadsheet. You can load up all of your allocations in the same spreadsheet and just refer back to them into the journals, into the specific journals. As you can see, I have one here for rent, and I'm just using square feet for this one. All right, just zoom in a little bit, and I've just applied different square feet randomly and put in a few checks to make sure that the numbers match. All of the allocations should add up to 1. So I also have an allocation for insurance, and in this case I use total personnel, again random, and the relative share should add up to 1. And you can literally put all of your allocations in one workbook and have them separated by different tabs. All right, now that we have our template in place, let's go actually use it. And the first time we're going to use it is to create rent expense. Now, keep in mind, I'm going to do rent expense and these journal entries for rent and insurance separately. Obviously, I could do them all in the same journal, but I just want to perhaps keep it separate in case, for an example, that different people worked on different stuff. But anyway, obviously you could put these both together, but I'm going to keep them separate for the sake of it. So we're going to detail out this journal entry to simply enter rent expense via the spreadsheet. I'm not sure if most people know this, but so many companies don't do journal entries inside of Oracle, whether it's in R12 or it's in Fusion. They simply work off of spreadsheets. And so we'll detail out rent, And once that's set up, we can put in USD, copy that down because we'll reuse it and change the account. We'll put in 120,000, and I'm just going to change this to the accrual account. Again, there's no real logic to any of these entries other than to demonstrate the capabilities of allocations via spreadsheet and Essbase. So here is where I'm going to use Essbase to simply check. And so once we make the entry, we'll come back to this sheet and check and see that the balance got added. Simple, quick check. All right, I'm going to detail this all out for Essbase to show me one specific account, and I will put that as the fund and the account. We will set that to rent. So rent, it's all been booked to the 000 department or 0000 department or whatever. And here, I'm just going to change missing to show zeros so that when we refresh, we can see there's no balance. And so now we see there's no balance. Now, we will upload this journal entry. It's got all the naming and conventions and so forth. Let's make sure that that's set to changed, and we'll upload that journal. Okay, it says it's all good. And then we'll go over to our sheet for our check and refresh. And we'll find our 120,000. So there it is. All right, so good. All right, I'm going to save that. And now I'm going to save it differently as allocations. Okay, again, this is all working off the original template. And we're just going to adjust this particular spreadsheet to be able to allocate. So I'll keep the original line because that's going to get zeroed out for the 120 or for whatever's in the account. You'll see that in a minute. And we'll just add from our allocation spreadsheet. We'll go grab all the departments and we'll paste them in, delete any excess. And here, we're going to go reach out, get the relative share and multiply it times the amount that's sitting in the balance as confirmed from Essbase. Now I'll just have to adjust the dollar signs in this sucker to finally get this to cooperate and give me the right figures. And we'll do a quick check. So that's not it. And we will adapt it again. And we'll sum it 120, all good. We want to make sure that we have everything set to changed. We're going to update the journal naming. The period's fine. We'll change the miscellaneous to allocations. Right? We'll save it. All good. Remember, 120,000 sitting in the account. Come back, go upstairs, and we will upload that journal. All has entered correctly. So we'll go back here and do refresh until we see 0, and there it is. So we have allocated. All right. So we'll save that. And we will, just for the sake of it, since we're going to use it, we're going to name it for the insurance. Now we'll update it later, but now it's set for insurance. So let's go over to Fusion itself and actually see those journals that we entered. If I can get July to show up, and there they are. And here's the original rent. Now that probably would come in through payables or something like that, but for this demonstration, we did it through an accrual. All right. So all good there. And now let's go do the entry. So I'm going to make a copy of the original rent entry. Again, this can all be done in the same spreadsheet for the sake of doing a journal, but for the sake of this video, I kept it separate. All right, so we've got to do some updating with this, and we got to get it set for the insurance. And so that's 611111, 4 ones. And period is the same. We'll change the original count to the insurance. We'll say 59,000. We'll stick with the accrual. And there it is, insurance. So it did a check. All good. And now let's update the naming. That's all fine. Miscellaneous is fine. You see it's set to 0. We upload it. And then we'll go check the balance through Essbase. And there's our 59,000. So now that's ready to be allocated, right? So let's go open that allocation spreadsheet that we made a copy from, the original, from the rent one. And we'll make some updates to that. These are one and done, folks. Once you set it and it's there, you use it month after month after month, which is why I do a BAU at the end of this whole process to show that you basically just open it and use it. Okay. And now we'll do the same thing. I'll grab insurance and place it in there instead of rent. And this one should go a little smoother. Good. We'll do a check. 59.59. Now there ends up being in this story a little bit of a rounding story. I'm not digging into it here. It's beyond the scope of this demonstration. I just fixed it by putting a -2 somewhere. So upload here and you'll see I get an error. And it's because they don't balance. You see that 0.2, so I just put a -0.2. And then I had some lingering space in here from when I was checking this. And I fixed that here. Once I fixed it, it was all good. And we will upload. And now it's fine. So now we have allocated the 59,000. So all good. Again, here's our journal entries for the insurance. And now we will go out and do the BAU, right? So yeah, you could come back here and check these and find a way to get rid of any kind of imbalances with regards to rounding, but that's where you might fix that. So let's go in now and then quickly do a fast journal, say 140,000 this time. Obviously rent doesn't change month to month, but whatever. So we'll update the description. We'll update the period. We'll change the period here for our check. It's got nothing in it. And we'll check to make sure it's changed and we will upload that. And good. Come back, do our check, 140, all good. Now we'll go run in and do the insurance. So we'll change the period for our check. We'll change the values to 60 this time. We'll change the description under the journal name, change the period, make sure they're changed, and we'll upload that. And we will check the balance and we have our 60,000. We'll close that. We will open the allocations for rent. Remember, it always reaches out to that spreadsheet, so it's always set. So if you change any allocations, you change it in the spreadsheet. Change the period. It's got 140 in rent. And we'll copy that down. And we see that we've got our numbers set. We'll upload. Had not changed the period, so I updated that before I did the journal. And we'll check the balance, all zeros. So it's all been allocated. So look how fast you can go on month 2 in business as usual once all this stuff put in place. Change the period. There's our 60,000. Change the month. Change the month. That for some reason got updated strangely, but we'll refer it, make sure it's okay. And there it is. So there's that -2 in there that I had left, and it's all good. Make that all changed, and let's upload. And we'll go back, we'll do our check. Now it's zeroed out, all good, allocation set. Let's go look at the journals. And we can see our journals for August are all done. Just like that. So second month, once the thing is in place, which is why this is automation, it just simply makes a lot of this straightforward. Now, if you haven't seen my video on how to do allocations through looping, through cost centers, that's out there. I will link it in the description below. But that is how you can do creative allocations, sky's the limit, with using Essbase and Microsoft Excel. So that's going to do it for this one, folks. If you found the information useful, why not consider using the subscribe button like a bookmark, so you can have easy access to the information without having to search for it when you need it. I really hope you enjoyed your visit today, and I will catch you in the next one.